everyone and welcome back to another video. My name is Mayanthi, I'm a qualified counsellor and I make videos on how I became a counsellor and share tips and information on what you might want to know if you're looking to become a counsellor as well. I also just share bits and pieces of my life. I've been making videos for a while, but I wanted to be a bit more consistent this year, hopefully making weekly videos just sharing my life as well as life as a counsellor and basically being a counsellor but not working necessarily as a specific counsellor but more in the field of supporting people. I specifically work with people with disabilities, so if that's of interest to you, make sure to subscribe and feel free to leave any questions down below that you might be thinking about in terms of your career and studying, whether it's counselling or social work or psychology. Feel free to leave them down below and make sure to go check out my other videos as well. Just before I talk about some other things, I also wanted to share my TikTok. So I make TikTok videos, so you can see here they're all short form videos and I just share tips about how I became a counsellor and what you might want to know as well, and just answering some questions that you might have. So make sure to go check that out and follow along if you're interested. So a lot of people on TikTok as well as on YouTube have asked me about doing a diploma in counselling rather than a master's or a bit more of a I guess in-depth or intense degree. So as I've shared in other videos, you don't necessarily need to study anything in particular to become a counsellor. So because you don't need to register as a counsellor to practice as a counsellor, you can basically study whatever is of interest to you and then work towards moving into that field. So if you're interested in counselling or working in a counselling type role, you can study a diploma of counselling. That will give you a good foundation of working in the field. But if you do want to be a registered counsellor, then some diplomas may not apply. So I would recommend you check the registration requirements for ACA, which is the Australian Counselling Association, or PACFA, which is the Psychotherapy and Counselling Federation of Australia. So check their websites and have a look and see if the diploma you're looking at studying gets covered under their registrations. I don't think they will, because generally it's master's degrees where you can get registration. So as I said, you don't need to be registered to practice as a counsellor, but it is recommended. And some organisations, when they're hiring counsellors, they will ask or check if you are eligible or if you're registered with those organisations. So I still think studying a diploma will give you a good foundation, good background into the field and give you some kind of theoretical understanding as well as how to put that into practice. But it may be that you need to do a master's to actually get registered. So it really just depends on what you want to do, where your kind of career goals are. If you want to work in, say, social work or case management roles, then the diploma should be fine because it'll give you some skills, but it may not give you that formal registration. But if you're not quite sure what you want to do, and if you're not too keen on doing a master's just yet, it might be a good idea to do a bachelor's degree in, say, psychology or social work and then do a diploma in counselling, because at least you have the background in psychology or social work and you can go on for further study in those areas, or you can get some background in counselling as well, and that will give you more of a well-rounded kind of foundation for when you're applying for jobs, and you can say you've got kind of an array of skills that you can bring to the role. So yeah, it's not a short answer, it is a bit of a long answer. Counselling in Australia, it's not quite a regulated field yet, so there are kind of lots of pathways and options to take. It really just depends on what kind of jobs you're looking for, what kind of, as I've said in my other video, like what kind of lifestyle you want to live, and that will kind of guide you in what you decide to study. So I hope you found that information helpful. As I said earlier, feel free to leave any comments down below on what you might be thinking about studying, or if you've done a diploma and if you would recommend it to other people, because there are a lot of people in my comments who are kind of thinking about their career now, thinking about what to study next. So it would be good to have some kind of information and opinions from people who have done the diploma in counselling. So make sure to comment down below. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.